So we'll now be having routing RIP. So last time yung binigay ko sa inyong activity was static routing, no? So when you say static routing, yun na yung parang default routing. When we say routing, yun yung path kung saan siya dadaan, ano? Yun yung number of hops in every router. Yun ang usapan kasi doon, ano? So remember that router connects different network, no? So in our design here, ito yung sample natin from here. So may dalawa tayong router connected to each other, and then assuming there are only one PC on their local area network. So ilang network ang nakikita natin dito sa screen. So if we come up with the network here, ito, sa part na ito, yung ating PC0 going to Echage, that is considered one network. Okay po? Hello? So, ito yung
Yes, sir.
network na una. Then next, itong between Echage and router na Santiago is another network. So, tatandaan natin yan. And then, from Santiago to another PC here, yung network na to, is another network. So, if we count the number of network that we need, kailangan natin ng tatlong network. Okay pa? No? Now, dito sa diagram, naka-assign na siya kung ano yung mga network na gamitin natin. So, dito sa left side ni Echage, so remember, this is yung LAN niya, no? Local Area Network, which is /24. Okay? Dito sa part na to, sa left side. And then between router Echage and Santiago, it was /30. So, kung nag-come up niya, no? So, you could also design your own connection about setting up your IP addresses. No? And then here, dito sa may local area ni PC1, this is your LAN ng Santiago, which is /24 din, but 200.1.3.0. So, yun yung mga naka-designate na network natin. Okay? So, if you have here, sa Echage router natin, bakit meron siyang interface? This is the true interface na ginagamit ngayon natin in order to come up this network. So, yung gig 00 or known as your gigabit interface, yun yung pababa going to PC0. Okay? Now, yung serial, S stands for serial, okay? So, 000, yun yung ID niya. So, it could be serial 001 or 0010. So, depende kasi sa number ng interface. So, when we say interface, yun yung bawat network ng isang router ng Cisco. Okay? So, out of the router ni Echage, dalawa ang nagamit natin. Isa, which is gigabit interface going to your PC0, and another serial interface going to Santiago router. Now, at the same thing with Santiago, so almost the same with Echage, from gig 0 or yung gigabit 00 niya is going to PC1. Okay? And then, the interface for connecting to Echage is the same interface, which is serial 000. No? So, yan ngayon yung dalawang network na hawak ng dalawang router na ito. Okay? So, remember, si Echage, dalawa yung network na nakahawak sa kanya. And si Santiago, of course, dalawa din. No? So, for the IP of the computer, so meron tayo dito na nakalagay na as designated on using /24. So remember on how we compute the IP classes, 255.255.255.0. Ibig sabihin that is /24 if you remember our IP address. Ang ginamit natin for interface ng serial to serial is we use as /30. That's why we have here 255.255.255.252. Yun kasi yung nako-compute natin for /30. Okay? So, any questions so far for the table first? Okay, naintindihan ba yung pagkaka-distribute ng network natin? So, yung gig natin, that is 200.1.1.0, this is belong from this network. Okay, dito, sa local ni HIK. Yung 200.1.2.5 is connected to serial. Parehas na serial. Itong serial na to and serial ni HIK, which is /30, no? Under .4 na network, meron siyang usable loss na .5 and .6. So, yun yung na-assign natin for HIK and Santiago. And then, for the network, ayan na, we have 1.1.2 for the IP address. Ang gateway niya is 200.1.1. That is for HIK. Dito sa interface ng ating, you would notice dito sa ating HIK gigabit, yun yung 200.1.1.1. So, in which from here, yung gigabit na to, doon nakakonect si PC0, di ba? Kaya ang gateway niya is 200.1.1.1. Okay? So, any questions so far with the plan? Kailangan alam natin yung plan muna. Good? Please.
Good, sir.
Okay tayo, no? So, let's start doing it. So, gawin na natin yung network using the computer, using our phone, no? So, add tayo. Anong router bang meron sa atin dito? So, you select now router here. Ang nakalagay dun sa screen ko ay 2901. Ewan ko lang if your phone can access this one. Medyo maliit, di ba? So, baka hindi ma-access ito. But, mahalaga, meron pa rin namang interface. You could still add. Okay? So, I'll go with here, 1941 na lang. Even it's different from the network design. Baka yun ang madali nyo makuha. So, from 1941, i-edit na natin siya. Okay, let's put first an additional interface from the physical. For sure, wala rin itong WIC2T. Ito po, kailangan natin i-add dun sa interface natin. Ang meron lang sa kanya ay yung kanyang, it could be fast Ethernet or gigabit. Makikita natin mamaya, okay? So, let's turn it off first before we add the interface. So, remember, itong i-add natin, ano? Yung WIC2T stands for the Serial High-Speed 1 Interface, providing 2 serial ports. So, kung kailangan natin ng 4 na serial ports, so dalawang ganito ang i-add natin. Okay? So, pwede yun. So, let's just add only one. I just drag it on the interface 0 o kaya interface 1. So, yun yung nagiging ID kasi niya. So, dito ko na lang ilagay sa 0. So, we could have as serial 000. Okay? So, let's turn it on again. And then, let's go back with the network. So, just click this one. Do you see my cursor? Kasi, of course, hindi ko pwede kong i-touch screen yung aking screen, yung laptop, no? Nakikita po yung cursor? So, if you could emit copy later on. Nakikita, class?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so click ko na ulit ito para bumalik tayo. Ayan. So, itong 1941 natin, palitan na natin siya ng pangalan. Nako, yun. We have here the device name. So, let's change it to, ano yung nasa left side natin kanina? It was named as, tingnan natin uli yung ating plano. Name was Ichage. Okay, yun ang ilalagay natin. It's just only for reference, no? Walang, hindi configuration yan, anak. So, I just have to copy. How can I copy this one? Just click it again. And then, oops, I think there's no such copy. Diba? So, how can I copy this one? Iba talaga pagka phone, ano? Ouch. Okay. So, anong gagawin natin? I think you just have to add another router in a manual way again. So, router again, 1941. The same thing that we do it a while ago. So, unahin natin? We just first rename it. And it should be Santiago. And then, we have to click and then you go to physical. And we add again the WIC2T by turning it off and dragging the interface on the blank module and then turn it on again and then we close the configuration of physical by going back here and then we can now directly connect the two routers by using auto connect ba nga gawin natin or we use connect. I should require to connect it destination or another device. We click Santiago. Nandito tayo no sa current Tiago. So I have to click now Santiago. And then we choose first the cable. Anong gagawin natin cable? What you have seen here now, ito na yung ating gigabit interface, no? GE00, GE01, and ito yung WIC2T na inad natin. So dati wala ito, no? So meron na tayong serial 000 and serial 0001 and VOT for Santiago, parehas sila. Okay? Now to correct two routers, we choose the serial BZE to connect the two routers. So I have here now this one from serial 00 and po pwedeng 001 sa kabila. Pwede rin po yun. Wala namang problema. Even the same port, pwede rin. No? So I will use the same port. Magkaibang kable naman, magkaibang interface naman yan. Okay? So that's it. Mai-connect na natin. Then, let's go back again sa network. So, pronto. Okay na yung dalawang router natin. The next thing is you have to add now the computer. Okay, and devices. And then we use PC. Okay. And from that PC, we'll be connecting. So, since isa lang namin ko-connect natin, I will not provide any more switch. Isang kable lang naman kailangan ko. So let's now connect this one, PC, to connect on our router using a straight through. Ginawa yung cable before. From my fast Ethernet of my PC going to my... Saan ko ba nilagay? From our diagram. Let's see our diagram again. Yung gig 00 ko connected with my NIC. Okay, gig 00 dapat ang piliin natin. So if you would notice, iba yung nakalagay dito, no? Gig 00. Pero yung nandito sa ating BlueStack, it was GE00. So yun yung titignan natin. So balik tayo. Then we go with GE. Hindi siya gig. Ano? So we select GE00. To connect from FE0 going to GE00. Okay, that's done. Then next, we go with another PC. Add again tayo ng PC. And devices, PC again. And then let's connect again PC1 to our router. Select cable. Straight through FE0 going still also on GE00. Okay. Then, all done. Okay na yung ating connection. Any question? So, nakita naman, ano? Parehas lang yung left side sa right side ng pagkoconnect natin. Okay? So, you would notice puro pula because the router is not yet configured. Okay? So, let's now start configuring the Tiago router. So, ang i-configure natin, ito yung ating gig 00 or nakalagay sa term nito is GE00. And the other part na i-configure natin is S000. Okay, yung tatlong zero. You just click on Ichage. So we'd go directly with what we call CLI. So hindi na tayo gumamit ng console here, no? Let's assume na magko-configure na kagad tayo. But in actual settings, hindi natin kiniklik ang router. So talagang kailangan nyo ng computer in order to connect via console para ma-configure natin ang router. Okay? So CLI na kagad tayo para lumabas na kagad yung command. So ito na yung ating iOS. No? Ayun, no? Cisco iOS. Yan yung pinaka-operating system ng ating Cisco. So nagbo-boot din yan. Hindi yan parang TV na pag kinlik na sinindi natin, okay kagad. Ano? So we have to wait for a certain time to open. So I just click on no and then enter. Sabi return is enter, of course. Yeah. So we can now start selecting the command. We go with enable. Okay. Then of course again enter. So we now change the mode. So if you recall your password, yung mga gumawa nag-submit ng password, ano? So remember, ano yung router greater than? Anong mode yun? That is the user mode. Okay? Yung may number sign, yun yung privilege mode. Ibig sabihin, pwede na nating baguhin yung configuration ng router. Okay? So let's go with the first command by configuring. So configure, next, terminal. Wala na tayong ibang pipiliin kundi terminal. And then enter. Ano ang una natin i-configure? So we go with, of course, I think you should come up with the host name. Hinanap natin, no? Hahanapin lang natin yung command. So you just scroll. And then you go with host name. Saang router tayo? So of course, yung word, wala tayong pagpipilian. So we use the keyboard to display our keyboard text. And then let's put the name. Okay. I-check tayo, di ba? Okay. Then I press the enter key. Ayan, pumasok na yung ating command for the host name. Ang pangalan niya na ay Chage. Now let's start configuring the fast Ethernet. It's not fast Ethernet, kundi gigabit. Okay. So we go with the interface by putting with INT. So na yung ating interface. Ayun, no? Hindi siya INT, kundi talagang buong word na interface. And then the select, ano ang kuha natin? It's gigabit yun, ano? So GE00. So we just put now 0 by 0. So yun yung ID niya. And then enter. Ayun, if you would notice, config if. Ibig sabihin, nandun na tayo sa loob ng interface. So while we are entering series of commands, you're going deeper on the router level. Okay? So, nag-start tayo from user mode, pumasok tayo ng privilege mode, pumasok tayo ng configuration mode, then pumasok tayo ng interface configuration mode. Okay? So, yun yung mga number din ang pwede nyo i-exit mamaya. Okay? So, let's now, next, we put now here, anong IP ng ating gigabit 00. So, I will now have IP. Next is address. And then, anong ilalagay ko? So, I will now have from our diagram, ang gig 00 ay 200.1.1.1. Okay, so I will now have 200 dot 1 dot 1 dot 1 and then 255, oops, sorry, wala na. Type ko na lang. Pwede rin i-type, no? Mas madali kasi laptop. Ay, naka-off pala yung aking num-lock. So, IP address. Ano na yung ating ko? Ayaw niya. Ayaw niya dun sa num-lock ko. Ayaw pagka nag-backspace ako. That's the problem. IP address 200. 200 ba? That one, that one. That one. Then this is slash 24, which is dot zero. Yan, tatlong 255.0. Enter. So, tinanggap. So, remember kung wala siyang error message, so, ibig sabihin, tapos walang remarks, ibig sabihin, okay yung comments natin, no? So, tama ba tayo? 200.1.1.1, okay. So, subnet mask niya, tama din nilagay natin. Of course, walang gateway ang router, okay? Sa host lang tayo meron. Next command is no shut, no sh, pwede rin, or we who put the whole word shut down. Okay, so ayan. Okay, then just press enter. Now, as I have go over with this one, tignan natin, ano? Can we go back with the network? You just click this again, and you do notice this should be turned into red. Dapat mag-green na siya, no? Okay, there seems to be a problem. Dapat mag-green na siya. Okay? So I think we have to change the connection into our PC using a cross cable. So hindi supported ng ating device router, yung ating configuration settings. So keyword natin, yan, nag-green na siya. So kailangan ko pala crossover. Okay? So I just have to change also the other side. So hindi katulad nung ating network design here, you would notice I uses a straight through, no, for 2901. So if we're using 1941 yung router natin. Wow, okay, 1941, hindi niya supported yung straight. Okay? So ganito po yan. Kasi yung ating connection, like connecting to PC, yung PC to PC, usually you have to use crossover also. Okay? But nowadays, through the upgrade of the interface, yung device, yung connection mismo, siya na kagad magdi-distinguish kung anong ginamit mo. If you use as straight through and kailangan niya ng cross connection, yung interface na mismo ang magda-divert. Do you get my point, class? Hello? That's why I'm changing the connection now. Okay? So if you're using the phone a 1941 router, so we have to connect it by anong connection kailangan natin? We have to connect by using crossover. Okay? Palitan natin from Santiago to PC1. Okay, I have to choose crossover from GE0 to FE0. Oh, ba't hindi na palitan? Okay. Yan. So, yan. Pares na crossover na tayo. So, if you notice, no, iset na natin yung isang side ng network natin. Now, on the other side, we go back with the CLI again. Tapos na tayo sa isang interface ng ating fast Ethernet. Okay? Now, we will go with another interface. So, we could press exit. Okay. Ayun, no? We select exit. So we can go back on the global configuration mode. Mawawala yung if natin, ano? Ayan. So, we will go now again another interface by going with again interface pero hindi na tayo gigabit. Ang kinonect natin to sa isang router kanina is serial, di ba? So we use serial which is an ID of 0/0/0. Yan yung pinag-connectan natin no? Using the connection na interface kanina. Okay. So after that, same thing, we have to put now the IP, address. Anong ilalagay natin? Ano yung nakalagay doon? Ang IP ng aking serial ay 200.1.2.5. Please do remember. Okay, and then that one, 252 ang ating subnet mask. 200.1.1.5? No. Tapos, 255.255.252 kasi /30 tayo. Okay. Then press the enter key. Ayun. I-set na natin. Oops. Mali daw. Yan, no? So, we have a certain error. Mali yung commands natin. Sabi ko sa inyo, alalahanin natin. Ano yung command IP natin? 1.2.5 pala. You get my point? Kasi magkaibang network dapat ang gigabit mo dun sa serial eh. Ang nalagay ko 200.1.1.5. Ang 1.5 at 1.1 ay magka-network. So, mali yung ating nailagay na IP. So, we have to re-enter again the IP instead of yung nailagay natin kanina, 200.1.2 pala tayo, no? And 5 yung kanyang usable host. Subnet mask niya, 255.255.255.252. Okay. Then, enter key. So, yun. Walang problema. Pumasok na. And then, we also invoke the command no shut para mawala yung pula. No? No shutdown. So, para hindi naka-terminate yung line. Press enter key. Okay. So, all set. No? Sa ating Echage. Pero may iba pa tayong configure later on. Okay. So, dalawang interface okay na. But the problem now, bakit pula pa sir? Kasi yung kabila, itong ating Santiago, hindi pa natin na ino-no shot. Kaya kulay pula pa rin. So, instead of going to Echage, we just left first Echage, and then we'll go back afterwards with Echage. Santiago muna tayo. Again, we go with CLI. So again, press no. So, anong unahin natin? Yung gigabit or yung serial? So, pwedeng baligtad. Okay lang yun, ano? Sa Echage kanina, inuna natin yung gigabit. Tapos, sinunod natin yung serial. Okay? So, ngayon, baligtarin natin. So, we go with now, enable. Pasok tayo ng enable. Okay? Privilege mode na tayo. Configure. Terminal again para sa global configuration. And then, let's change also the name. Looking at with host name. Anong ilalagay nating word? Ilalagay doon ay patay. Ano pala pwede ang Santiago. Okay, enter. So, yan. Santiago na siya. Ulit nga lang yung una. Next! we go with the interface now. Sabi natin, unahin natin si serial, interface, serial, zero, parehas ng ID. Di ba? Yung nilagay natin kanina. Ay, inad natin. And then, no shot also. So, yun. Pwede rin ipiliin dito ako. Dinidiretso ko nang i-type since laptop naman gamit ko. Pero yun lang din yung natin. Yan. Silipin lang natin yung network. I used to click this one. Tingnan natin kung naging green na siya. No? Yung red kanina. Ayun. Yes, you would notice from Echage to Santiago, kulay green na rin. So, yun yung pinaka-target lagi nyo. Lahat dapat yan maging green. Ibig sabihin, okay na yung ating settings. Okay? So, pero from Echage going to PC1, wala pa yan. Ano? So, ang naayos pa lang natin, yung hop papunta from Echage to Santiago. Yun yung tinatawag nating hop. Okay? Next, we now configure again the gigabit naman. So, since tapos na tayo sa serial, so, anong gagawin natin dito? Nasa isa serial tayo, di ba? So, we have to exit from serial interface and then we go again to another interface which is the gigabit. Same, 00 yung ating gigabit, di ba? Oh, sorry, that's the wrong command. I-up ko na lang. 00. Okay, enter. Ilalagay lang uli nating IP. So, parang inuulit-ulit lang natin yung mga commands, ano? Sa bawat interface. Nga lang magkakaiba yung nilalagay nating IP. Okay, for gigabit internet interface ng Santiago, tingnan natin. Ang Santiago ay 200.1.3.1. Okay po? So, yan. May nakalimutan tayo yata. Hindi natin nalagyan ng IPC serial. Naku, babalikan natin po siya. Ang ginawa lang natin kay serial is nano-shot lang natin. So, babalik po tayo doon mamaya. Okay lang na bumalik-balik. Ano? 200.1 1.3 ano yung ating kuhan? Tingnan uli nga natin.
1, sir.
1. Yun, salamat. Meron ding nagtaalala. So, 1 ano? 1 ba?
Yes, sir.
So, pero ito, sa gigabit, so /24 din yun. Yung ginagay natin sa table, di ba? So, depende ngayon kung ano yung mga i-design yung IP na computation. No? That's 0. So, remember, ang /24 hanggang 254 host lang yan. Okay? Okay, so enter. Tapos, ino-shot na rin natin. Babalik tayo mamaya kay Kwan, ano? Tanda natin. Okay lang bumalik-balik, no? So, that's the nature of configuration, no? Naging green nga, pero bakit hindi pa rin nagko-communicate? That's the problem. So, yung ating serial, naka-green, pero wala siyang IP. So, we have to go back. We have to go back with serial. So, mag-exit muna tayo naka-exit na pala. Yun, exit. Tayo kay gigabit and then pumasok ulit tayo kay serial 00. Ano na yung IP natin doon? So, IP lang, nakalimutan natin dito, no? IP, address. Balik tayo. Anong IP natin? Kailangan natin ng kodiko. 200.1.2.6. Okay. Na /30. 200.1 .1.2.6 space Kailangan may space after nung IP for the subnet mask. 255.252. So, yun yung ating /30. Yun, tinanggap na niya. Okay? So, look at the network. So, all set na yung ating dalawang router. Now, for the computers, hindi pa natin nalagyan ng IP. Okay? So, from the router itself, pwede rin tayong mag-test ng communication. Let's try. No? So, we go over with the privilege mode. So, we just go with an exit here. Enter, and another exit. Enter. So, we can ping here. Ano yung kapitbahay natin? 200.1.2.5. Di ba? So, yan yung router ni Ichage. So, success. Okay? Ano yung nasa dulo niya? Which is yung 200.1.1.1. Yan yung gigabit ni Ichage. Di ba? So, may problema tayo. That's the router RIP later on should able to come up with the problem, no? Para ma-resolve natin, no? Hindi yan magiging success, no? So, kailangan nating iset pa yung router RIP. No? So, remember, may tatlo tayong network. Okay? So, ilista ko na lang dito. So, based from here, ayun na pala, nakalagay na sa screen ko. So, ang unang network natin from the gigabit ni Echage, okay, which is 200.1.1.1.0. Okay, di ba ito yan, /24. And then, dun sa Echage and Santiago interface, ang network nun is 200.1.2.0, which is /30. And then the last network was from the Santiago gigabit, okay, is 200.1.3.0, okay, which is /24. So, dito ko kinuha yung mga yun, ano? Yun, no? Yun yung ating network. So, yun yung sa gigabit ng Santiago. /30, yung nandun sa gitna ng Echage and Santiago. And then, gigabit naman ni Echage. So, ito yung ating gagawin nating router RIP. So, we have to set that in both routers. So, balik tayo. So, kay Santiago, unahin na natin si Santiago. Balik tayo kay config T. Pwedeng config T. No? Dito, tinatype ko na lang po, pwede rin piliin dito. No? Hanapin nyo lang siya. Config T. And then, let's now have router. Pwede ko rin piliin dito. Router. Then, RIP. And then, press enter key. Papasok ngayon tayo sa config router. So, we have to set now the network. Ano yung unang network natin doon? Sinet natin. So, 200.1.1.0. Diba? Yan yung una, yung class C natin. So, since by class ito, okay? And another network, again, which is 200.1.2.0. So, we have to, di na natin specify kung anong subnet mask, no? Siya nang maglalagay niyan. 200.1.2.0. Okay. And another network, so tatlo yung network natin. So, lahat yun ilalagay natin. 200.1.3 200.0. Okay? So, pwede na tayong mag-exit dyan. Tapos na tayo sa router RIP. Exit ulit para mag-testing tayo. Enter. Pwede naman nating i-ping si... Meron din dito yung ping. Lagay ko yung IP. Lagay ko na lang 200.1.1.1. Ay, wala pa rin. Bakit wala pa rin? Kailangan tawagin pa rin natin si 0 out of 5. You go with the Chage also. No? Kailangan gawin din natin ito. The same that we have done in Santiago. So we go with the Chage and provide also that router RIP that we have set. So enable, nag-exit na siya. No? Configure, terminal, then RIP also for the router RIP. Okay, enter. Then we set now the network. Same thing what we have done a while ago. 200.1.1.0 and then another network 200.1.2.0 and another network 200.1.3.0. Okay, exit. So, baligtarin natin. Ang tawagin ngayon natin sa kabila, yung Santiago, to test. 200.1.1 na 2 yun, di ba? That 2 that hindi. 6 pala yun, yung Santiago natin. Okay. Tapos, yung gigabit niya, anong gigabit ng Santiago? Ang gigabit ng Santiago ay 3.1. So, let's try that one. 3.1. Okay, success na siya. Okay? So, going back with Santiago, subukan ulit natin kay Santiago na mag-ping. Ano yung piniping natin kanina dito? Yung 1.1. Okay, enter. So, tingnan nyo. Success na rin siya. Okay? Now, the last thing that we have to do now is to put now the IP address of the two computers. Ito ang hindi pa natin nailagay. So, we just go with PC0, desktop, and then IPv4 configuration. So, we go with static. Ano yung ating IP? Anong IP ng ating IP0? PC0? Ayun. 200.1.2. Okay po. Pakialala, yung gateway, 200.1.1. Yun yung dulo ng ating router. 200.1.1.2. Anong subnet mask natin? /24. Okay. So, ang gateway natin, 200.1.1.1. Okay. Apply. Okay. So, na-set na natin yung ating PC0. Ganon din ang gagawin natin, no? So, the other side, PC1. Kung desktop also, IPv4, static din. Anong kanyang IP? PC1 is 3.2, 3.1. Okay? 200.1.3.2, 255.255.255.0, 200.1.3.1. Okay? So, halos pinagsunod ko lang naman yan, ano? Para madali lang natin. Para sa ibang mga hosts. Okay? Okay. So, yun. Tapos na yung ating settings. So, pero of course, yung router natin, vulnerable yan kasi wala tayong IP. Walang security. Hindi tayo nag-enable ng mga password. Yun naman yung first activity natin, di ba? So, from here, ano ba to? Okay? Yun ang hindi ko makita, yung pagsasend ng ating data. Yun. Papunta dito. Okay? Ayun. So, okay ba? Meron ba tayong sending? Okay. Oh, nag-okay na? Okay? So, good. Nag-send na tayo ng information. Next niya. So, success na siya. Ayan, no? Nag-send na siya. Okay? PD out. No? So, yun na yung mga settings natin. Configured na siya, no? Okay? Okay? Okay. So, yan. So, yan yung pala yung PDU testing. Oh, we have a problem here. Meron ba? Okay. So, yun na yun, yung kabuuan, no? May set na natin. Okay? Okay? So, clear? Okay na tayo? No? So,
Yes,
yun
sir.
na. So, stop ko na.